want to create stories that take people through new worlds like a roller coaster. Filmmaking is a creative medium that uses a lot of moving parts. And the faster technology gets, the better it is for a creative person. It's building and it's growing faster. And I see that happening with Cisco.
Between the film industry as it is and the film industry as it will be, there's a bridge. Cisco, the bridge to possible.
The world is accelerating towards digitization. With the pandemic, we feel this now more than ever before. The sheer volume of traffic requires trustworthy networks that scale to massive sizes. Welcome everyone to our session on critical network infrastructure, where we'll talk about ways that you, as partners, can lead our customers through this dynamic environment. We'll start with the big picture, looking at what we're seeing with overall trends, but also what it means for infrastructure and our customers and how to solve their problems. Then we'll translate these challenges and solutions to opportunities for partners. We'll then invite two partners to learn their best practices. And finally, we'll close on how we can help you to target opportunities and build action plans to execute successfully. When we look at the world before the pandemic, or BP, we defaulted to a physical first world. Remember those good days? And our online activity began to grow due to cloud, video, and mobility. And while some industries, like finance, entertainment, commerce, were on the digital transformation journey, many were not really in a big hurry, such as education, government, manufacturing, and the patient side of healthcare. But as we all know now, that all changed during the pandemic, or DP. The pandemic has forced us to change the way that we learn, the way that we work, the way that we socialize, from physical to virtual, virtually overnight. And for many, it has awakened their need for digital transformation. It's also brought into focus the fact that the digital divide is very real. There are 3 billion people who remain unconnected or underserved, that cannot participate in the way that you and I can, the way that we, in our social communications and actually in the way that we work. And when we look ahead to after the pandemic, or AP, we must reimagine critical infrastructure that works for everyone, not just the privileged. Across the entire globe, economies, governments, and societies will rely upon these connected experiences more than ever before. This means that we need to reimagine how to build and operate networks. Our customers need critical infrastructure so they can deliver secure, resilient, and high-performance connected experiences. And these are just some of the basic problems that our customers need help controlling and minimizing to stay relevant and profitable. When these problems go unresolved, it impacts the overall connected experience. For example, manually troubleshooting and reactively fixing congestion issues can result in very long maintenance windows and service disruption. Our customers are looking for intelligent solutions that provide transformational versus just incremental change to their critical infrastructure. Customers can respond to issues quickly or even avoid them entirely using automation and analytics. And these are just some of the customer care abouts when it comes to the network infrastructure. And they do not want to compromise. As a partner, you establish premium value if you can help these customers grow their revenue, reduce their costs, and mitigate their risks. Knowing those priorities are top of mind for our customers, we have invested to deliver industry-leading, high-performance networking using best-in-class hardware and software intelligence that is secure and automated. Our Cisco Secure development lifecycle enables us to create trustworthy products that can be validated so your customers know what they receive from us and what they power up is what left the factory untampered. So let's go ahead and roll a demo about our cloud-first approach to show you firsthand how Crosswork Trust Insight works.
Let's examine what makes a trustworthy solution. Establishing trust starts with the Cisco Secure Development Lifecycle, a repeatable and measurable process to increase product security and resilience. Only Cisco routing systems use a holistic approach to integrate trust. Trust begins in hardware. Next, we verify the trustworthiness of the network operating system. After boot up, we maintain trust at runtime. Last, we visualize and report on trust. In hardware, Cisco Trust Anchor module establishes a root of trust to launch systems from tamper-resistant code. And Cisco Chip Protection uses hardware fingerprints to identify any tampering of key components. In software, Cisco's iOS XR7 is the industry's most secure network operating system. Cryptographic signatures are used in Cisco's hardware-anchored secure boot process to confirm software is genuine before booting. In runtime, a device may operate for years without updates, exposing threats at runtime. XR7 identifies when unauthorized code spawning occurs and securely collects hashing data for validation of all running code. To report on trust, high-fidelity evidence is analyzed by Crosswork Trust Insights, providing operations teams with unrivaled tools to visualize and audit on the trustworthiness of production systems.
Now that is very exciting, disruptive innovation. We're helping to enable the right kind of outcomes for our customers. What they really care about is saving money and making money while delivering the best experiences. And what they want is to reduce the time it takes to do all of that. Now you can partner with Cisco to provide the best-in-class hardware and software that can scale up, down, and out to run the largest and most advanced networks on the entire planet. And our portfolio ranges from routing, optics, to cable, mobility, and automation. And we would look at what triggers customers to buy these types of solutions. It ranges from capacity transitions from 100 gig to 400 gig to wanting more scalable software that can control large amounts of bandwidth very intelligently. Our Crosswork automation portfolio starts you on your journey so that it can transform operations with a closed-loop, machine learning-based approach to dramatically reduce the time and cost it takes to operate the network and deliver world-class experiences. Now, as you know, I find it best to illustrate the potential of automation to drive operational agility with a video. So let's go ahead and roll that video.
A quantum leap in experiences is shaping the fourth industrial revolution. To keep pace, mass-scale networking must leverage modernized automation, an approach that will redefine the economics of the Internet, delivering faster revenue growth, reduced operating costs, and mitigated risk. With software reinvented to prioritize outcome-driven operations, Cisco Crosswork Network Automation changes the equation. Intent-based applications to improve the quality of customer experience. Next, modular designs will increase agility to future-proof your operations. And closed-loop automation empowers proactive management of the infrastructure. Let's explore how it tackles the daily tasks required to run an agile network, one that will accelerate time to value and reduce time to remediation. Using a hybrid architecture, the Data Gateway gathers high-fidelity data from production networks for Crosswork on-premise and Crosswork cloud applications. Together, Cisco Crosswork manages the complex tasks across day -1, day 0, and day n. In day -1, prepare, plan, design, and integrate. WAN Automation Engine models potential network scenarios to provide predictions with detailed analysis, allowing you to avoid incidents before they happen. The cloud-based qualification environment tool rapidly certifies new hardware and software for your network, minimizing integration barriers. Next, in day 0, to accelerate implementation into your production systems, use Network Services Orchestrator, the industry leader, to simplify mass-scale, intent-based configurations across a multi-vendor environment, and leverage change automation to guide modifications using structured workflows, enabling safe execution of operational changes. In your production network, operation and optimization are essential to preserve network quality. Situation Manager helps your support team work more efficiently by eliminating false or duplicate incidents so they can focus on what matters. Next, Health Insights tracks the health of network elements using key performance indicators like CPU and memory usage. Network Insights analyzes global BGP routing data to identify and notify for routing anomalies, maintaining routing integrity. Auditing your hardware and software, Trust Insights scans operational evidence for unintended changes, maintaining a trustworthy infrastructure. And Optimization Engine rapidly identifies and proactively remediates bandwidth spikes and faulty paths, minimizing customers' impact. The choice is yours. Cisco Crosswork Network Automation. Automated, intelligent, simple.
So now that you've seen the dramatic impacts of automation, trends, the problems, and the solutions, so let's talk about what it can mean for you, our partners. You've heard Oliver's keynote about perform opportunities. Now, these are some examples of sales motions for mass-scale infrastructure, such as network refresh and adding on automation as an upsell. They will continue to be critically important opportunities for our partners. But where we also want to focus is on leading with use cases and cross-selling. For example, by looking at our Cisco footprint in areas such as intent-based networking, data centers, and IoT, you as our partners can see if there are opportunities to extend it further with our mass-scale infrastructure group solutions. We also have solutions for communication service provider networks with converged SDN transport that we'll talk about in a later slide. I've talked about cross-selling and upselling, but I also want to talk about co-selling. From a business perspective, we have some ecosystem partners like Netformix that can help you in identifying opportunities with mass-scale infrastructure group solutions, like the sales motions we touched upon earlier. But also, what are the incentive opportunities for you? From a technical perspective, you have partners like Kore-Tek, who can assist in such areas as optical, if you don't have enough expertise in that particular technology area. Now, we've seen success such as smart city wins that include this exact co-selling strategy. We have seen partner success in a wide range of verticals. Customers choose our solutions not only for the great technology and not only for the phenomenal business innovation, but also because our partners are driving tremendous value as well. And so now we're going to drill into two verticals here and invite our partners to join us to talk more about their successes. All right, I would like to welcome our guests, Tiago and Eric. But what I'd like to do first is start off with a quick intro. So why don't I hand it over to you, Tiago, to introduce you and Axians.
Hi, Jonathan. And first of all, thanks for having me here. Axians is the ICT brand of VANCI Energy, working in more than 22 countries on specific markets such as utilities. And we are helping design, build, and maintain infrastructure solutions. And we do this always with a human touch.
Great. Thank you so much, Tiago, for joining us here. And now over to Eric at CVE.
Thanks, Jonathan. It's great to be here. At CVE Technologies Group, we focused on ground-to-cloud solutions for our customers. And our group does the networking piece of it, but we can do everything from electrical all the way up to cloud-enabling applications.
Great. Well, thank you very much for being here as well. We know that digital transformation is becoming more important these days. So what types of opportunities are you seeing in the utility space? Tiago?
In utilities, there are customers that are still using legacy networks, but are dealing with some issues, like trying to maintain their end-of-life equipment and not being able to support new types of services. We are helping these customers to transform their substations to be more intelligent and more agile. And that's where newer technologies like IP/MPLS are helping our customers to deploy new services such as video for security or voice over IP or SCADA data between substations and the control centers. And what we are seeing is the need for the standardization and the automation is critical for this digital transformation and to address their customers' needs.
Well, that's super exciting. And it's interesting to see those types of trends, including on intelligence and automation. But what's happening in the education space? Eric?
Great question, Jonathan. The digital transformation has always been important, but such as with distance learning, But I think that it's accelerated with the pandemic as we're seeing a need for more robust networks that can handle these demands, especially when video is being used everywhere all the time.
You know, you're right. Distance learning has become the norm. In fact, I've got a couple of kids in the other room who are doing it right now. So what type of customer problems are you solving? Eric, can you expand on that a bit?
Certainly. There is a definite need for more bandwidth. For example, we have a customer who connects K through 12 school districts, libraries, colleges, and technical centers. And with a switch to full-time distance learning during the pandemic, the customer has been deploying WebEx to deliver both live and pre-recorded content to students. The adoption has really gone up exponentially over the past 6 months, but they needed the right infrastructure to handle this major shift. So what that did is it opened up the opportunity to scale the core and the edge of their networks with the ASR and the NCS routers. Not only do the newer technologies help them to scale and provide greater resiliency, but into the platforms, but also using next generation routing like segment routing and EVPN helps get more efficiency with their infrastructure.
Well, we all know that software intelligence is critical to the solutions that you're talking about. And, you know, Tiago, you also mentioned IP/MPLS, which obviously runs on our routers. Can you help explain a bit more about the Cisco solutions themselves and how they've helped you transform those networks?
Yeah, for sure, Jonathan. Our customers are choosing Cisco solutions such as the ASR 900 for reasons like compatibility with electrical protocols and standards for compliance, such as the EEC 61850. But it also supports IPMS, like you have said, which is driving more intelligence in the network.
You know, that's great. Now, what about your specific role as the partner? Like, how do you help in winning these types of deals and supporting our joint customers?
Yeah, it's a very important question. Our Axins team understands the utilities business, including the detailed specifications and the speaking the language with the line of business, the buyers, the decision makers. And we help translate the IT conversation to business conversation and bridge between the IT and the OT, the operational. And we help Cisco with building the connection between these IP and electric teams, including developing product compliance. So our role spans from design to consulting to deployment, including configuration and installation, to maintenance and to support.
Wow, that's a broad portfolio. You know, and I know that partners play many different roles to drive value. Eric, tell us a little bit about you and your company, how you help in this space.
Well, I can give you this particular education win. We worked in tandem with the Cisco account team to provide proposals, including the configurations for the BOM and the pricing, and many times there was 10 to 15 revisions on a daily basis. We're also providing post-sale support with physical deployment services, implementation. We also resold Cisco learning credits for training and CX services to help optimize their network performance as well.
All right, 15 BOM changes in a day. That sounds pretty painful, but I'm glad you got the win. You know, this really shows that this is a team effort. Now, I'd love to hear about the outcomes for the customers themselves. Tiago, why don't you go ahead and go first here?
Okay, Jonathan. Well, we are using the Cisco solutions, and now our utility customers are able to provide new services for their customers, such as smart metering, for instance. And they are now able to have more automation, like acting on RTUs, data analytics for predictive maintenance, auto-detecting new devices, and the near real-time data collection. So a new area of opportunity is the growing number of generation points, for instance, wind power and solar powered, using IP/MPLS networks to reach distributed sites for that renewable energy. So I would say that agility is another important outcome where our customers are able to proactively and to grow faster.
You know, agility is absolutely something that we hear is top of mind for many of our customers. You know, Eric, with the win you've been talking about, how are we improving outcomes there?
Yeah, I mean, that's really the important part of it is outcomes. With this transformed network, the customer can reliably meet tough traffic demands for now and future applications as well. That also means they'll be able to handle the traffic load better from all of the video WebEx sessions statewide for distance learning, and that makes for a better connected experience all around.
Exactly. Well, we know that connected experience is what it's all about. You know, to wrap up what do you both value in totality with the Cisco partnership? Let's go ahead and start with you, Eric.
Yeah, the working with Cisco has been great. I want to give a shout out to Heidi Adams and to Jonathan Peterson here in the Mountain West region here. It's been a pretty amazing partnership over the past few years and 20-some years that I've been working with Cisco.
That's great. Tiago, same question to you.
Yeah, I think I can say the same. Well, our partnership with Cisco is working very, very well, and we are complementing each other. Cisco is the technology expert, and Axens is the expert for the utilities and for the electrical and customer business. Together, we do have a huge impact. We are working to solve customer problems. In fact, based on one of our first wins, we've been able to replicate the success with wins in different countries. With more deployments globally, we can grow our business together, and we do that always with a human touch.
All right. Well, thanks again to our partners, Tiago and Eric, for sharing very interesting insights on how they're growing their business. Now let's talk about how we can help you out. We have a wide range of resources available, from incentives to partner-facing assets to training and specializations. And we can take a closer look at some examples, starting on the business side. If you're not already familiar with WAN Recharge, it's a sales program that ran throughout fiscal 20 for mass-scale infrastructure group solutions. And because it was so successful, it has been extended for fiscal 21, which means partners like you can get special discounts for eligible deals, and any partner type can use it. Check out the WAN Recharge page linked here for more details. We also know that profitability is always top of mind. So we're working on a profitability simulator that can help you do ROI modeling as you figure out what type of investments to make related to mass scale infrastructure group products. If you're interested, you can contact our mass scale infrastructure group go-to-market alias for more details. I mentioned earlier the importance of solutions and sales plays. So we have a built-in partner enablement around these areas to help you understand how to target opportunities in service provider, enterprise, and public sector. And we also have the Black Belt program, which was launched earlier this year for the Mass Scale Infrastructure Group Service Provider track, and has now been extended for both enterprise and public sector to help provide more training to you on the MIG products and portfolio. I've also talked about our automation portfolio with Crosswork, where we have a number of components and solutions, including the Crosswork qualification environment. I'm really excited about this. What's nice about this tool is that partners like you can test our mass scale infrastructure group solutions remotely, even if you don't have equipment in your own lab, because it's a cloud-based solution. As I mentioned earlier, one area that is extremely important for Cisco is building a future that includes everyone. And we are absolutely committed to executing on this vision, which is why our organization has sponsored the Sustainable Tribal Networks program with MoralNet and other partners to help design, build, deploy, and operate networks for tribal communities that need to be connected. Likewise, we have just launched our rural broadband solutions to help provide access for communities that have been unconnected. And just recently, we won an award for our Cisco 5G Rural First initiative in the United Kingdom. In fact, we have one more video to show you to understand more about the rural opportunity. Let's go ahead and roll the video, please.
It's called the digital divide, a gap between those that have access to the internet and those that don't. And with technology advancing at blinding speeds, so too grows the gap, wider and wider. And in rural America, this gap separates more than 30 million homes and businesses from high-speed broadband service.
Here, where I live, my internet has to keep up with me.
And for me, it's a lifeline.
Fortunately, between those who have and those who don't, there's a bridge. Built on a network foundation designed to deliver the fastest speeds, the most accurate connectivity, and the promise of 5G. A bridge capable of connecting every sensor, IoT device, and screen. Every school and every street. Everywhere, every time. And with the speed, bandwidth, reliability, and security deserving of everyone. A bridge, simpler to operate, faster to deploy, able to adapt in real time, to better connect those in need with those who provide, those who make with those who buy, those who teach with those who learn. And one company is at the heart of it all, a company of builders dedicated to a world of connection between one and all. Cisco, the bridge to possible.
As we start wrapping up, make sure to watch these events and on-demand resources that include the converged SD and transport solution, how we're building stickiness with our solutions across segment routing with SD-WAN and ACI for cross-domain selling, and how we can transform infrastructure. We also have the Peer Connect tool available for the Partner Summit attendees to help connect you with others in the Cisco ecosystem. You can also find many, many more resources on Cisco.com, the Sales Connect pages, and partner success guides on the Mass Scale Infrastructure Group products and solutions. Finally, it's about where we go from here. If you're not familiar with the Mass Scale Infrastructure Group portfolio, take a look at the resources to see if your customers could be solution candidates. Take advantage of the partner enablement and analyze your customers' installed base to identify where we could potentially expand wallet share. And as you start building your action plan and executing, you can always reach out to your partner account manager and our Mass Scale Infrastructure Group go-to-market team who are here to help you out. We are all in this together, you, us, and our customers. And together, we will lead the way into the future. Thank you for attending this session, and we hope you join us on the journey to Future Ready.